Okay, so this would be the characters that it would use all through the scenes of the video. So now it has created Zephyr, it has created Mr. Corey. So let's see Adriel. So once you finish creating the characters, you create the locations, you also create the props. So everything would be fitted into the video. So everything that it needs for it to give you a better video is what it will create for you at the same time. And the good thing about this is that it is writing the script for you. It knows the best concept. It knows the best kind of location for that script and how to be able to make it better. So now let's go for the auto location. And if we create the location at the same time, we can also create the props as well. So once in a while, you'll see some saying that generation failed. You just have to click on retry for it to regenerate. But just have in mind that one problem that Google... Sorry, I forgot to even ask. In case you have any question, please feel free to ask. You can either drop it on the chat or you can request to come up and ask. AI name. So this is called Storyboard. If you go to tools, inside tools, this is inside labs, Google's lab, Google's lab for like Flow. If you want to access Flow, so labs.google.com, then you see the option to access Flow. So once you click on Flow, you click on create new project. Let me just go over again from the beginning. Let's see if I can open it in a new page. So you go to labs.google.flow. So once you get to Flow, so this is the Flow interface, the Flow website. Once you get to Flow, the next thing would be for you to click on new project. So if you click on new project, then it gives you this interface. Then you click on tools. So once you click on tools, you have to scroll down. If you remember last week, this was how we were able to locate Whisk here. But now before you get to Whisk, you'll see Storyboard. So this is the Storyboard. So once you click on the Storyboard Studio, then the first thing will be for you to select the kind of video you want to create, the kind of style you want to create. There's option for realistic image, there's option for concept sketch, claymation, charcoal, 3D animation. So whichever one you select, then it asks you to put in the title or just like what kind of story you want to create. So once you put in like any title of anything or any video idea, anything you want to create video on, just give it that title, then you send it. Then the next thing will be for you to generate the scene, to generate the title, the scene, the dialogue, and also the transition. So these are the things that it will generate under this script. If you see at the top, it has 1 script, 2 assets, and 3 storyboard. So now it will generate the title, the scene, the dialogue, the transition under the script session. So once that has been done, you can move to assets to generate the assets. So let me go back to where we were. So storyboard. Now this has generated the assets for us. These are the 3 characters it wants to use for the video we want to create. So there is the Zephyr, there is the Adriel, and also Mr. Corey. And this is the location. So this is back alley, this is Mr. Corey grocery and clinic on the tent. And if you can see how we generated the images with different angle, different shots. So that way you'll be able to get like a consistent character, consistent location based on what you're doing. And also these are some of the props that will be added to the scene of the location. So once all this has been generated, the next thing will be for you to generate the storyboard. So once you click on the storyboard, then you start auto-filling the storyboard. So once you complete this process, you fill the storyboard, you also auto-fill the scenes at the same time. That way you'll be able to have that consistency on, you have a storyboard already, you have all the characters in the storyboard, you also have the props and also the settings, the scenes. So it will be a lot easier for you to create your video from there going forward. So now this has taken away a whole lot of stress, a whole lot of processes that we would have been doing manually. Because if we had wanted to go to Whisk on how we did it last week, basically we would have to generate these characters first of all. After generating the characters, we'll make them consistent, and then we'll start generating the location and all that. But this has done everything for us. So if we see the first scene, it has this guy. I think this is where he started observing that he probably has a superpower, and he tried the power and it worked on this. And this is part of the props that it added for us on this location. So he tried that, and eventually, I'm sure this is when the other lady appeared also and realized that she also has a superpower. And maybe the next thing they start trying it and all that. So you see that this on its own created the entire story for us. And what we can also do from here, so see, they are still testing their power. And the good thing about this whole thing is that the consistency will be very, very important, because you need to make sure that every scene has the same characters without any changes in their faces and any other thing. So we can also go back to the script, and so basically from here, the next thing we'd have to do would be to go back to all media and animate the process. So that is where this process falls short a bit, because it gives you the option for you to create the consistent character, for you to be able to generate the storyboard and all that. But it did not give the option for you to animate the whole thing. So you still have to go back to the main page, that's all media, to animate it. So that is where you'll be able to move the characters and make them function the way you want them to. But this process just makes it easy for you to be able to get that consistency in the character, and also for you to be able to get that storyboard to be able to create your scenes. So that's the thing. So once we're done with this, we'll go back to either we'll go back to all media tab, or we'll go back to images tab, and that is where we'll be able to generate the movements or the video, or to animate them. So let's just wait for these other scenes to be completed. So this is probably, okay, this first part was about these two guys, how they discovered their superpower. And this second part was about Mr. Corey. Probably they visited him, or they wanted to talk to him about their power and all that. So this is how the whole thing panned out. So we can see the consistency remained very intact in all the scenes. Both characters, or the three of them as well, they still look similar. They look the same way from start to finish. So another thing we can also try, I can just go back and copy everything from here. Let me just copy everything and see if that would work. So is it only that somebody is saying that they cannot hear me? Can anybody hear me, or am I talking to myself? Can anybody hear me, or can you guys still hear me? Okay, Cornelia says she can hear. Okay, yeah, some people can still hear clearly. I think it is fine from my own end. Okay, so what I want to do now basically was just to see if I can just move this to the next level. So now what I'll just copy all this script, and let me go back to Storyboard and see. So now the whole storyboard has been generated, and let's see if I describe the story, and let me see if I can even do what I wanted to do from here, because my intention was that, for instance, if we go back to all media, now that we have all the storyboard generated, if we go back to all media, for instance, you'll see everything that you've generated. See all the props, see the location, see the characters and all that. So for us to animate this, we can just click on these three dots, click on animate. So if we click on this animate, for instance, it can animate the whole thing, but you still need to give it a prompt for it to be able to animate the scenes for you. So let's say if I select one video, I see 10 seconds. You still need to give it the prompt for it to be able to animate the whole thing for you. Let's say if I even select at, and let me add the same image again. So the first one would be this guy. First one would be this guy. I think this is the first scene, or is it this? So no, this should be the first scene. This guy should be the first scene. So it says the fire transform within palette, the fire neighbors in back alley. So now I still need to give it a prompt for it to be able to generate this. Now the reason why I wanted to see if I'll be able to get that from here, because since this already has a storyboard, my intention was to copy everything from here. Let's say give it to any other chat model to help us expand it into video creation prompt. So I'll try and see if this can generate the prompt. Let me just try first from here. Can you turn the prompt for all the scenes into Okay, so once we're able to get the prompt for the video, it'll be a lot easier for us to use that in generating or animating each of the scenes. You can either do it that way, or you can just go back to media and just animate them. Okay, so it's say video prompt, interior of intent. Okay, so it seems like it has given us the video prompt, cinematic wide shot, dark highlight, cream night. Takes a deep breath, so it's just out the palette, don't just move. So let me see if this would work. Let me copy this. Young man stand before a stack of water log within palette. And let's go back to that video. So the whole idea with this is just for you to be able to see how easy it is for you to generate storyboard from just a single message or just a single text or a video idea. So let's see, one image. So another thing we should also have in mind is these Google platforms. They are always they censor them a lot. So there are a lot of things that you would want to generate that might not be able to come out the way you want, like some images. So there are some kind of scenes you want to generate, but they won't be able to generate that kind of images for you because it is being censored, or they believe that it's going against their policy. So you just have to have that in mind. And most times, if you try once to generate the scenes or the characters or the location, you might get like an error that it did not generate. So you just have to retry it. Then if it does not go like once or twice, then know that probably it's against their policy. Then you have to change the prompt or change whatever you're giving it to generate. So that's just the process. Now this is how easy it is for us to get the storyboard. And once you get to this stage, then you'll be able to animate the videos. You can even do them at the same time. I can just move on to this other one. Let's say I'll just animate and tell it to animate the video. So that will start running. Let's watch this other one. So that was what I was able to give us based on what we gave it. So that's it. So, but the whole idea is just for you to, the whole idea is just for you to be able to get things done faster. So instead of us going through that same route of whisk, generating them one at a time, with this you get all your storyboard. So, but if you want to go through this process to make it a lot easier for you, what I would suggest is just for you to first of all have your complete script of what you want to create. Let's say if we go back to, let me open ChatGPT. Let's just continue from how we did last week. So if I go to project. Is it project or custom GPT? So let's go to, just a moment, let's see, GPTs. So if I go to my GPTs, and that same GPT we created last week, if I click on this, now let's say I want to generate a video of an ancient city and a hero. So what we basically will do is just to go through that same process of giving us the option to choose the type of topic we'd want, and also the kind of video we'd want to create and all that. So once you have everything set up, you have your script, you have the image generation, you have the video generation. So what you just need to do is to take the topic first of all from here. So let's just select, please choose. So let's say I want it to be, let's just say I want this drama, and let's just say I just want Q2 instead of to select everything. So now it's giving us the option for Asian City and Hero. I recommend action, adventure, or fantasy. Let's just say fantasy. So because of that same prompt we created yesterday, it's a lot easier for us to be able to generate these things ourselves. But this will help us break down the processes of what we need to select, or the areas we need to go through to make it easier for us. So fantasy sub niche. So which of the sub niche do you want for your Asian City and Hero? I'd recommend Hero Quest or Enchantment Kingdom. So let's say Enchantment Kingdom. So now choose the remaining setup option, charcoal base, cultural setting, dialogue. So let me just go with its response. So now configure log generation, 10 viral topic idea, then proceed. So for just to even confirm, has anybody tried this prompt, or has anybody tried using this process to generate anything since last week? Let's even know if it even makes sense for people to use. Study one gem, German City, Carrie and Maggie Bridge, Coco versus the Stone Wizard. So let me go with this, number 6. Coco versus the Stone Wizard. Okay. So giving us the dialogue, and let's see, phase 2, characters. Now, since we have this, if we get to this stage, what we can do to proceed or to use that same storyboard from Flow, we can basically just copy that topic, and let's say this whole thing, let me see how far it can go. Total scenes 42, estimated runtime about 3 minutes. Lock this script and move to character prompts. So let's see how we can combine both of them together. Coco the Coconut, brave young hero. Okay, so what I'll just do, let me just tell it. So before we proceed with the, okay, so let's say for the character prompt, I would also want to have a short prompt that can be used to generate the complete characters consistency, including the title and description, so I can paste it in Google Flow. So what I just wanted to do is just to see how I'll be able to merge both this process and that other same process together. So we can make it a lot easier for us, because for this would give you everything for you to create the characters individually. But using this other flow method, we don't need to create them individually. We just need to give it a title. And with the title, it goes ahead to create everything we want. So, but now we want it to use that same style to create the whole thing for us. So let's see what this comes up with. So meanwhile, I'll just have to go back to this storyboard and let's just start all over again. So let's see. So what it gives us is what we can use for this. Yes, I add a Google Flow consistent prompt for character in phase 3. For every character, I'll include character attribution. This follows the project workflow for phase character prompts. I generate phase 3, please confirm, log this script, move to character prompts. Okay, proceed. Okay, so let's see what it comes up with. And once we're able to get that, the whole idea is for us to get that consistency and also to get the video generation prompt as well. So we can continue with that once we're done with Flow. So now it's giving us this whole thing, and let's see if this would work. So let me just copy a bit of it and see. So now we've given it exactly what we want. And let me go to this guy and ask it to proceed. Proceed. Environment and background. Okay, so we just have to paste everything we have instead of just going back and forth, putting it in the chat. So once you're able to paste it here, it can proceed with generating that. So the whole idea is just for you to be able to find a much better way, or an easier way for you to do this, which is something we can always explore to see how it will be convenient for us. So that's basically it. But the bottom line is that this would make it easy for you. Once you create your storyboard, then you can proceed in creating the video from the storyboard. But you also need to have a prompt for that video. So it follows that, it has that cinematic look, like your camera movement, and also the angle, the different shots and all that. But that can also be done from any of these LLMs. So that's basically that. And I don't want us to dwell too much on this. So once you're able to do this, you go further and create your video. So that's how the whole thing is done. But for me, like I always say, I don't like manual labor. So I always like an easier way of doing it. But just that the easy ways are not always cheap and easily accessible. So you have to be able to pay for getting that done easily. So that's it. But what I do is that if I go to Claude, let's say go to Claude. So with Claude, I already have different connectors. So like you already know, last week we connected Creative Claude to it. I already have Hixfeed connected, and I have Creative Claude connected. So these two platforms can help us generate videos, any style of videos, faster. What we just need to do is to instruct Claude, tell it what we want to create, and it goes into these platforms. It goes into these platforms to create the different videos for us. So you don't even need to bother about the consistent character. It does everything for you the way it should do. So but me, I like doing it on VS Code. So if you see, I've done some generation here already. So what I do is that first of all, I try to find out how much it will cost to generate the whole video. And once it gives me that cost, if it's something that is reasonable, then I'll ask it to proceed. And like this one, for the video I generated, they just did the episode 2, which it has generated and also gave me the SEO. And if you see the whole process it goes through to generate the whole video. So it will generate the whole scene, it will generate the whole character consistency and the whole scenes put together, which is like the storyboard, and then generate the video at the same time. Then once it is done, then it will give you the final or the finished product, which you can view. And let me just look for one of those videos and so you can see. And there's also an option for using HyperFrames to help you add different assets to the video as well. So HyperFrame, you can use that to edit your video and also add different things you want on that video. So let's see. But like I said, if you want to do it automatically, it comes with credit, so you have to pay for it. But if you know you don't want to go through that credit or paying, you just have to do the free option. So let me see if I can play any of these videos. Okay, I think I need to connect. Just a moment, let me just connect this and see if I can add it to source. So window caption. Okay, so that's not coming up. So that's the thing. Once you're using something like TikTok, you need to be able to understand how to connect the whole thing so you can display what you want to display. Can you guys even see what I'm even sharing? Just a moment. I think I'm still sharing Claude. I'm supposed to be sharing VS Code. So let me see. Camera, phone, image, link, video. I think I'm still sharing Claude. Let me see if I can reshare VS Code. Okay, so let me push this up. Okay, so I think I'm sharing VS Code now. Can you guys see VS Code, or can you guys still see Claude? Cornelia says she can see Claude. Can you still see Claude, or are you seeing VS Code now? Okay, see VS Code. Okay, that's fine. So I was saying that this has created the... So what I was saying, basically, I'll just give it the prompt. Everything I just tell it I want to create this video, and it goes ahead to create the images, it goes ahead to create the consistent characters, the storyboard, and also to create the animation as well. So everything is created on this platform. I don't even need to add anything or do anything. I just give them the freedom to do it. But it goes ahead to create everything for me. But the only issue is that if I scroll up, so these are all the different things that it created. But if I scroll up to see basically the costs, so it created about 36 scenes, and this is just for 3 minutes video, 3 minutes plus. So what it consumes about 2,000 plus credits, and 1,000 credits, you see it here, 1,000 credit goes for $10. So 1,000 credits is $10. So 3,000 credits about $30. So for it to create like a complete 3 scenes, you'll be spending roughly 2,000 plus credit, like 2,005 credits to create. So about roughly $20 plus, close to $30 to create just 3 minute scenes. So that's just the problem with this, because it's sort of expensive. But if you look at the video it created, I uploaded that video on YouTube. Let me just open the video so we can see. So let me go back to this browser. So this is Brave. So let's just see, this is the video it created, just to see what it looks like. Let me just play it.
The one I trusted most broke my heart.
Another sunrise, another day of work. But as long as I have you, Roma, I'm rich.
We work so hard, yet the basket's still half empty.
God always stands with honest hands.
I'll go to the city, work hard, and change our lives. Just trust me.
Then go. I trust you with my whole heart. Just come back to me.
So many chances here. Maybe our luck changes now. Madam Bella, please give me work. I'll work harder than any.
So if you see, the consistent characters still remain intact, just like it was when you're using if you're using whisk or if you're using that flow option. But this gives you much more better advantage because it follows that consistency, and it also adds captions to it. It adds animation to it. It also adds effects. There's an effect that it adds, like a fireburn effect to it. So all this also helps you to keep attention of viewers. So that's the reason why that option is better than you doing it manually. And I know last week I talked to us about this type of video. The reason why I even brought this up, let me show you guys this channel. There's this particular channel, even though it's not in English. Let me just a moment. So let me just change this in. So just a moment, let me just get this up so I can show you guys this particular channel doing the same thing. Now if you look at this channel, even though this is in India, this channel has just 40 videos that they've uploaded and about 39,000 almost 40,000 subscribers. They upload videos like almost every day or like every other day. This video, just like the same thing, it has about 15k views. This video was done 3 days ago. It has 244k views, and so on and so forth. So this type of video alone is enough for your channel to go viral, because using vegetable or fruits is more than enough to be able to drag people to even want to even see what the video is all about. And if you then have a good storyline and the consistent characters that keep repeating like serials, it's enough for people to want to stay and want to watch. So that's the reason why I say if you can do something like this. This one was done 2 weeks ago. It has 4.7 million views. This one 2 weeks ago, 1.9 million views. And if you see their estimated revenue, they are getting estimated of $5,000 monthly. Even though it's just an estimate, it might not be up to $5,000, but it should be between $3,000 to $5,000. And their videos are just about 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes long. So this is just how they create their own video. And it is something that I believe that not so many channels create this type of video at the moment. So that's why I say if it's something that anybody would want to take seriously and start, that's the reason why I created that prompt. With that prompt, it's a lot easier for you. Just follow the process with ChatGPT and you'll be able to create the video the way you want. And at the end, if you stay consistent, you should be able to tap some of the views that these guys are getting. And these guys, if I play their video, you see, even though it's supposed to be in India, they had to even dub the video to sound to English. Let me just play a little clip of it so we just hear.
I work hard in the fields every day, yet I can't even meet the household expenses.
Wish I could study further so I wouldn't have to face this day and could teach the village children.
One day, your dream will definitely come true, Mooli.
My dream is to study and become a teacher, so I...
And even if you look at this guy's video, it's not even as very... Even though their characters look consistent, but it's not even as consistent as what you even get if you use that prompt or use the process that I talked about. Because there's some part of their video that does not really synchronize with what they're talking about. But I believe the reason why people like their video is because of the storyline, what they are trying to pass across. That's why people like their video. So this guy character is supposed to be like a potato character, But this does not really look like potato. This looks like a human being sort of. So you see that it's not really getting that consistency in the character generation. See here it looks more like potato compared to the other one. So, but it's still not as consistent as the other one that we created. So, but but these guys, even with what they are doing, at times you even see some of the videos that they create. You see somebody moving backward instead of forward, or you see like somebody like passing through a wall. All those type of small glitches that you see from seeing AI. And most people know that this is AI generated, but people still don't care whether it's AI or not. They just like the storyline. So once you're able to like get a very good storyline, and definitely you should be able to get more people. And you see most of their video talks about betrayals, about disappointment, about hard work and all that. And that is exactly the concept I used in creating that prompt. So that way you'll be able to more like model what is working, what they're already doing that is working, and not to like reinvent the wheel, sort of. So that's the reason why I brought this up for us to look at. So that's basically it. For those that would want to try something like this, give it a try and see. Just 40 videos, and they already got almost 40k subscribers, making thousands every month. Okay, so that's it. And let's see if I missed any part. Let me go back to comment. So where was I? So far, does anybody have any question based on everything that we've talked so far? Let me see if I've ended up confusing people. So like the way I do mine, I use the paid method, but I'm still trying to explore an easier way of using the free method. So the only way I would say you can use the free method is using basically Google Flow to do that, which is the cheapest way, because if you have the pro plan for free, you can generate as many videos as you want. Or if you can even use the free plan, I think the free plan they give like about 50 credits every day, so you can still use that to generate, but just that I might not be able to generate enough videos, maybe like 1 minute or some seconds long video. But the problem with this is that it comes with its own watermark, so you still have to find a way to remove that watermark compared to using either the Claude method or Higgsfield method that does not come with watermark. So that's it. I require a bit of more practice on my part. Yeah, definitely you need to practice for you to be able to do it and do it well. But if you're using this method, now do you want to do the free method or do you want to do the paid method? Let's even see, because if you want to do the paid method, you don't need to practice anything. Just load, top up your credits, or if you want to use Higgsfield, you subscribe to Higgsfield, then tell it what you want to do. And at first, you might not get 100% what you want. Like if I show you guys, let me go back to VS Code. So on the first video I created, I think we had so many ups and downs, so many issues, so many inconsistencies, so many problems, so many things not really working out. So it was just not giving me exactly what I wanted. And at times it will create, the first one I created, it created the characters, but when I wanted to generate the video, it added like a boy, like Onion's boy talking, or Onion's boy doing something. So because of the model saw boy in the prompt, it had to create the onions with the boy's face. So that was not what I wanted. So I had to tell it this didn't come out well. Generate the video. So it had to notice that it was the issue with the prompting it's used, because it added the boy to it, so it corrected it. So after all those back and forth, and eventually got the right characters, the right videos, the right consistency. So what I then told it was, make sure you save everything you've done as a skill. So everything you've done so far, for it to get the right one, save it as a skill. So once it is saved as a skill, it's a lot easier for us to use going forward. So now I just tell it, okay, use this same skill to generate. So the second generation was perfect, just one shot. I didn't have to tell it to recreate or to reprompt. It was just one shot and it got exactly what he wanted because it has already created that skill. And it has learned from its failure, from its mistakes. So that is how you get the best out of this. But if you want to try it yourself manually, you have to generate about, for the video, you should be generating about 30 something scenes. That's 30 something like 10-second scenes for you to be able to get like 3 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes videos. And not to talk of the number of images. Images should be like about 40 to 50 different images. So that's a long manual process for you to try, except if you don't mind just doing it. But if you use this storyboard, it should be easy for you. Just that the only problem with this would be trying to put them together. So once you've done all the storyboards, everything you want, you just have to download them, use CapCut, put everything together, and then remove the watermark at the end. So that's just the whole thing. But this is also a good shot. It's something that we can also try if you don't want to spend money in it. So that's the option. But it depends on what you want, on how you think you'll be able to do yours. But basically, you need to like practice it 1 or 2 times before you'll be able to get exactly what you want. Remember, you still have the option to use Whisk as well for that. So you can still use Whisk to still generate your consistent characters and do everything you want. So this Whisk method would work with this ChatGPT method, but you just have to keep copying them one at a time and adding them to Whisk for it to generate. And the last time before Whisk was banned, there was before it was taken down and brought back into Flow, there was an option, or there was a Chrome extension that you can add to download or to generate everything automatically. So you just have to give it the prompt of everything you want to generate. It generates all the images and downloads them. And Flow also has that option as well, but now those extensions no longer works. So that's another thing to put in mind. So, but basically, these are the options that you can use in generating videos, consistent characters, and also creating different style of video based on what you want. So that is that, and let's proceed. So does anybody have any question, any other thing that you want me to clarify? So there's also another option. Let me see if I can get that option up again. There is also this option. So there is this platform. This platform is called dollar.com. So I'll just open the home page again. So dollar.com. So this platform, people have been using it to generate free videos using Sedans. So, but the thing is that once you generate any video, it also comes with the dollar watermark to it. So like for instance, this one I generated, I gave it this storyboard. So I gave it this storyboard and asked it to generate the final video for me using this storyboard. And this is what it generated. Let me see. So this is what it generated, but the problem is that it comes with also its own watermark here as well. But this just like the way you do with Google Flow, there's also an option for you to remove the watermark as well. So there are some websites that you can remove watermark, upload your video to it, and you can just highlight and remove the watermark. So that's an option. But this is just with this storyboard, and it generated this in order. But just that it did just 5 seconds. So, but this one is also, you can use it for free. Like as you can see, for this, I did not log in. I didn't log in, I didn't create an account. Just went to this website and I was able to use that to generate the video. And you can do any aspect ratio you want. You can add different images. You can create image, you can create video. So basically anything you want to do with video, you can generate them using this platform. So this is another option if you don't want to use Google Flow, or if you've exhausted your usage for Google Flow, then you can use Sedans. If you can see this video will be generated using Dreamina Sedans 2.0 model. So it will give you the time frame for how long it will take to generate the video. So this took about, not even up to 3 minutes, I think about 2 minutes thereabouts to generate the video. So that's another option to consider once you're looking at different options to create your video. And this does not really look bad. This is also a very good video, and it looks realistic as well. So this is an option to consider if you don't want to use seedance. And I've also played with this with some other videos as well I generated. So basically anything you can do with this, you can download this final copy, you can upload it. Even if you don't want to even do with the option for the watermark, if you upload this on CapCut, you can just crop out this down part. You can crop out the down part where it has the watermark, and the watermark will be gone. So with that, you have your video uploaded, or you have your video without the watermark. So that's another option for us to consider. Okay, so that is dollar.com, and just a moment, let me see. Okay, so I think that's basically everything about this video generation. So does anybody have any question? And let's see how we can proceed. Okay, so that is that. Let me go back to where we were. So from here, let's see if we have another image. So this is the same video we've created before. Let's see this other one. Okay, so I believe that everything that we've looked at so far has covered most of the things we did last week. Just because of the fact that the recording last week was a bit small, so most people find it hard to see what was being shown on the screen. So I just had to do some recap to just cover some of those things. But if you still feel like there are some things that you're still not sure about, or that you're still a bit confused about, please shout out so we can find a way to address that. So, but basically it's all about generating video with consistent characters, and also with the kind of style you would want. If you want an animation, or if you want a realistic or 3D, with any style you want, just as long as just a moment. Okay, so as long as you are ready to do that, just with any style you want, just follow that same prompt. Either the one you created, either with ChatGPT or with Claude. So once you get to this stage, you'll be able to create the videos from here and animate them. Let's see the video this has created. Let me just double check something. So okay, so that's basically it. So what I was just looking at, because I had noticed that this other video was done with Omni. So this video has a different watermark compared to the one that was done with Google Flow with View 3.1. So this one done with View 3.1 has a different watermark compared to the one done with Omni. So their watermarks are different. I just saw that now. So that's basically it. And what else? So I believe we've covered everything about this video creation process. And the next thing I wanted us to look at was supposed to be vibe coding, but my plan was that we'll use them. We'll use the Anthropic latest model, which was the Fable 5, for our vibe coding today. but it's unfortunate that it has been taken down or it has been restricted for now. So that's the reason why I said, okay, let's leave vibe coding for this week. Let's wait till next week and see if it will be restored or if it will be brought back, because that model is very, very powerful. So I wanted everybody to try it to see how it works. I played with it a whole lot, I think about 2 days. For 2 days, using it to generate different videos and to automate some processes. But I wanted us to use it for vibe coding itself, because I thought of different use cases. Vibe coding video games, vibe coding applications, mobile app, websites, and all that. So all those things, if you do them in just one shot with Fable 5, it's a lot better compared to what Opus 4.8 gives you. So that's the reason why I wanted us to use that today, but just unfortunately it has been disabled, so we can't use it for now. So hopefully before the end of the week they should be able to bring it back, or they should be able to bring something close to that, and we should be able to try that and see if that works. If it works, then we can use that for our vibe coding class next week. But if it does not work, then we'll have to, if it is not brought back, we'll have to still stick with Opus 4.8, which is still very good, but it's not as good as Fable 5, which is what I wanted us to try today. But let's just wait till next week and see if that will be brought back. So if it's being restored, then we would use that for our vibe coding class. Okay, so I believe that everything about video creation has been covered. With the prompt, you have different style, different option of the kind of videos you want to create. So with this prompt, it gives you everything you need to generate the video. Then you can either use Flow to do that, or either you use Whisk, or you use the what's it called again? The Storyboard Studio. So once you're using it with the Storyboard Studio, it's a lot faster for you to generate. And once you get to this stage, you animate the whole video from here. So that way you'll be able to put them together and make it work. Then if you want to go through the other routes of spending like extra money to it and saving yourself the time and hassle of going through all those and joining videos together, then you can try the Claude method. Then Claude will go ahead and do everything for you. But it's optional based on what you want. Either you want the free method or you want the paid method, depending on which one you would prefer. So that's it, and we need to practice it a bit. Yeah, it's still that same practice option, but as long as you have the prompt, because the first thing is to have that video idea. As long as you have the idea of what you want to create or the kind of video you want to create, either you go through Whisk or you go through Storyboard, just give it the idea and it generates everything for you, then you animate the whole thing. It's a whole lot easier. I think the Storyboard option is even easier compared to the Whisk option, because Storyboard, let's just go through the Storyboard option again. If you click on Storyboard, then the next thing you need to do will be to select the kind of style of image or video you want to create. You have 3D, you have charcoal, you have claymation, you have concept sketch. Let's just say I want to select claymation. And let's say, let me pick a topic from here, for instance. And let's just pick any topic and let it just run. So let's look for any topic option. Let's say I want to pick this, the Last Lantern. No. Okay, let's pick this, Coco versus the Stone Wizard, the Battle of the... Let's just pick something like this, for instance, as a story, as an option. And once you select claymation, then give it as the story idea and send it. So once you send it, the next thing it does is to generate the whole idea, the whole process, the conversation, if there will be dialogue, the dialogue that comes with it, the character, the style, and all that it will take. So this is what it has created so far. This is the entire script. So this script is a short pilot episode for an animated series. It introduced the protagonist and primary antagonist while establishing the visual tone of the world. So this is the story that's created. So the next thing would be for us to go to assets. Once you click on assets, Now you have to generate the different assets you want. So because of it has given us 3 characters for this story. So one is Coco, the other one is Malako, and the other one is Zizi. We have to generate the characters of this story. So you click on auto character, and also locations as well matters. You click on auto location. Please it up. So let's try again. Click on auto location for it to generate the locations as well. And at the same time, we click on props to give us the props we need for the video. So this is a second stage, which is the assets. Once you're able to generate this stage, this is what you need to generate the videos. Once you're able to generate this stage, complete this step, the next thing will be for you to generate the storyboard. So these are the characters for the scenes, for the video. Then now let it generate the locations. So once you generate the location, generate the props, then you move on to storyboard, which is the final aspect of it. Now, this is the locations. And the good thing about this is it is still using the same Nano Banana image generation to generate all this, but you're not doing it one at a time. So everything is being done as if more like an automated process for you. So this process is still faster compared to using Whisk to generate them one at a time, and you still get the same consistent characters. So it has generated the locations. Now let's generate the props. So once all the assets are generated, the next thing will be for us to go to the storyboard to get the consistent characters on the storyboard. So let's see, remember the last one, the glowing seeds. So that's coming up, and let's wait for it. So now everything has been generated. So the next thing will be for us to go to the storyboard. Now the same process, you generate auto scene. You have the option to increase the frames, how many scenes you want. So by default it comes with 6 frames, 6 scenes, but you can click on this to add more, but let's just leave it at 6. So once you click on autofill scenes, so what it does is that it takes the characters, takes the location, and if there's any need for props to be added to that scene, it gives you the storyboard. Add everything together, the location, the characters, and also the props. Add them together for different scenes, which you will use in creating your final video. Then you do the same thing for the scenes as well. So this is for scene 1, this is for scene 2, and this is for scene 3. Do the same thing as well. Do the same thing for this as well. So scene 1 has 6 different frames. Scene 2 has 6 different frames, and scene 3 has 6 different frames. So you can see this character has the prop, one of the props that we selected, which is one of the assets, this bag. So that is what this character is hanging on their shoulder. So now this is the process for you to generate these whole scenes. Once you generate all the scenes, then everything automatically appears on all your media under Google Flow. So you then go to Google Flow and animate the whole scene. Now let's say you want to use a different video generation, or you want to try sit dance using the other website I talked about, the dollar website. Then you have to download everything you've generated. Download the images. Once you downloaded everything, then you move them and animate the whole process using that dollar website. But you can also still do that on Flow if you want to do that on Flow. So now this is everything for scene 1. Then if you generate scene 2 and generate scene 3. And if you still want this to continue as well, you can still come back here. So because for here it says this is just like the pilot episode. You can still tell it to continue with the episode or continue with the story, generate the next episode for you. Then it will create a different script for the next episode. Then you go through the same process again, come back to assets, generate the asset for the next scene. So you still continue with the same video, the same characters, the same prompt, but for different scenes or different frames. So once you generate more assets from the new story or the new script that it will write for you, then you can create the storyboard for it again. So that way you have a longer video or a continuation of the video that you're already creating. So that's the option. Now you can see this scene 2. I think this is where they are trying to fight each other. Once you finish with the scene 2, move to scene 3, and with that you see all your different frames with consistent characters. So this is basically how you do that. It's not very difficult. It's just for you to have an idea of what you want to create, the kind of stories you want to create, and that is how you'll be able to get to this part and generate exactly what you want. So that's basically it. Now this is scene 3, and once the whole scene has been generated, you go back to all media and animate the whole process. So this method is a lot easier, and it's much more faster for you to be able to generate a whole lot with it. So you can still use this if you don't want to go through that process of spending money. You can use this, and at the end, once you get to CapCut, you can cut out the watermark section, or you can use other video eraser to erase the watermark. So that is the different options that you have once you have everything generated. So that's basically it. Yeah, once you try it once or twice, you'll see that it's very easy. Or once you just go through it, it's a lot easier for you to do, and you won't need to waste most times on this compared to how much time you spend if you're doing it on Whisk or if you're doing it manually on Flow. So that's basically it. So the whole thing has been generated. Now once you go to all media, you'll see everything that has been generated. So this is the first scene, the first frame. You'll have to generate them one at a time, and click on this. You click on animate. You can also add it to a different project if you want to create it separately, or you just click on animate, and once it comes up, you can add the prompt for it to be animated into video, or you can just go back and tell it to give you a different prompt for the video, generations. So it'll be easier for you to be able to animate it exactly using the camera movements, different camera angle and all that to make it look cinematic. So that's how you'll be able to generate the whole videos. Or you can also decide to download any of them or all of them, then go and automate them or animate them using different options. So it depends on you which method you think which method works best for you. But basically it's a lot easier this way. With this you have all your videos. So I'll still try again and see if that option to animate all these videos, if that extension is still works, or if there's any other extension that we can use to animate all these videos through Flow. So once you're able to find something like that, it'll be easier for us to animate them and generate all the videos and download. Just that it will still have to burn your credit, but at least it can give with the free credits you have, you should be able to generate at least up to one minute video that you can use daily. So that's basically how you do that using Storyboard, which is a much easier and faster way to do it if you don't want to spend so much or spend money at all on it. So that's it. Yes, just try it once or twice. You should be able to get to this stage, and once you're at this stage, you'll be able to do everything yourself without any stress. Okay, does anybody have any question before we call it a day? I know normally we are used to our normal 2 hours videos every Sunday, but what was supposed to make this the usual 2 hours was supposed to be if we had added that vibe coding, but because of the taking away Fable, we can't. I don't want us to waste that option, because if we do that vibe coding today with Claude Opus 4.8 and they bring back Fable within the week, we might still need to do it again next week. So let's just still give it 1 week and see whether they'll bring back Fable before Sunday. If they bring it back before Sunday, then we'll use that for vibe coding. If they don't bring it back before Sunday, then we'll have to stick with Opus 4.8, which is still a very good model for vibe coding. Okay, so if there is no question or anything to ask, I'll just allow you guys to have your Sunday evening, not to tie you down here for too long. And within the week, we'll still keep talking, and also by Sunday, we should move into vibe coding. So thank you very much to everyone that has joined and those that stayed to the end. I know some people will probably still have that issue of logging into TikTok, but hopefully with time we'll get used to it. And hopefully this scene or this setting to be much better for those that were finding difficult, for us that were difficult to see last week. So hopefully this should be better for us to be able to view on our phone and also to follow along and to try this. Because last week I had to even rewatch the video. I saw that it was very tiny using the landscape mode. So hopefully this should be better. But let's just see how it goes. It's still a learning process for all of us. And hopefully by next week or upper Sunday or next, we'll do it like 2 or 3 times more. We should find a better and a suitable way to keep doing it going forward. Okay, but if you have any question or if there's anything you still think you'd want to ask, you can always ask on the WhatsApp group. I'll be more than happy to respond and get back to you as soon as possible. So let me just say, okay, let me just leave it to next week. Anyway, thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys next week for the vibe coding session. And hopefully we'll have a much more interactive session. Okay, goodbye guys, and have a wonderful week ahead. Now, okay, let me stop the recording first. Recording.